Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Juan Solo here with ASQD Gaming, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Call of Duty Black Ops 4. So in today's video, we're going to be actually going over all of the information that we have learned over the last couple of days about the upcoming Blackout mode, which is the Battle Royale for Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And the reason I wanted to make a video on this is because there is a boatload of information out there, and being the fact that Battle Royale is probably one of the hottest things currently in all of gaming, this has the opportunity to definitely compete with, if not overtake, Fortnite, depending on how it launches, because some of the things in this game with the fast-paced first-person, 60 frames per second shooter mechanics has the opportunity to definitely be one of the best Battle Royale games on the market. And I kind of wanted to go over all of the things we know so far so you guys would be informed on this, as well as there is actually a beta for the Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Blackout mode starting on Monday for PS4, and then also next weekend on Xbox One. For instance, if you guys have PC, you will have access to an open beta starting, I believe it is next Saturday, so you'll have a couple days to try it out for absolutely free. You can jump on, I believe it's the Blizzard, the Battle.net or whatever, and download the beta and try it out, but definitely looks good. We did get to see a full version of the map, so I'm actually going to pop an image up on screen real quick of that. You guys can see that it has all sorts of stuff. It has Nuketown Island, it has the estates, it has a bunch of stuff from all over in basically all of the Treyarch Call of Duty games, as well as, smack dab right in the middle of the map is firing range, which was confirmed by David Vonderhaar to be, for instance, the Tilted Towers or the school of this game. It's going to be the hot place to land. There's going to be a lot of good loot, as well as there are a few zombies locations around the map that actually do have zombies, AI controlled zombies. They're not obviously very difficult to take out, but it does add that extra bit of randomness, I guess you could say. For instance, if the last part of the map, the last part of the circle ends up on there, you got to worry about other players as well as zombies and stuff like that. But if you do kill the zombies, you do get loot from those zombies. Like, there is a chance to actually drop the ray gun that you can actually use in the Blackout mode. But anyway, guys, let's jump into all the information that we know so far about Call of Duty's Blackout Battle Royale mode. So in the beta, this has the substance to change whether or not it goes up or down before launch, but the Blackout beta player count is going to be 80 players. Treyarch has tested over 100 players, but want to focus on quality versus a specific number. So what they are trying to do is basically run Blackout with 80 plus players and keep that 60 frames per second, which I believe no other Battle Royale game has had the opportunity to have a game that's over 30 frames. I'm pretty sure Fortnite and PUBG run somewhere between like 30 and 40 frames. So if they could pull 60 frames in Blackout, being this fast-paced first-person shooter that Call of Duty is known for, it definitely has the opportunity to be one of the best Battle Royale, if not the best Battle Royale on the market. So at launch, at least for the beta, there's going to be 5 total vehicles. We have only had 4 confirmed, though. We have a cargo truck, which holds 1 driver and 4 passengers. There is an ATV, which has 1 driver and 1 passenger. A Zodiac inflatable boat that has 1 pilot and 1 passenger, as well as a Little Bird helicopter, which has 1 pilot and 4 passengers. I'm not quite sure why it has, like, for instance, a pilot and 4 passengers. I would mostly think because the biggest mode in here is squads, which I believe is only 4 players. I don't know why you would need a vehicle with 5 slots. Who knows? Only time will tell. Also, the cargo truck can hold extra inventory. So, for instance, if you run out of space on your character, you can dump some stuff in the cargo truck, as well as the back of the cargo truck. It's basically like a big platform, and you're not, the people that are actually riding in the back, you're not locked into a seat. You can actually roam around in that small space while the vehicle is moving. You can shoot, you can go prone, you can go crouch, you can throw grenades, you can do anything you want on that platform of the back of the cargo truck, which is actually really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that. Also, helicopters will spawn at designated locations on the map, flat terrains and stuff like that. So it doesn't have to actually be like an actual helipad. It can be literally just like a patch of dirt off of a road or something like that, that it's flat. A helicopter has a chance to spawn there, that kind of stuff. It's not tied just to helipads. As well as players enter the map via a helicopter. So similar to PUBG, similar to Fortnite, it's going to be this giant, probably like a Chinook or something like that, some crazy large helicopter that's going to come flying over the map, and you're going to basically be able to jump out anywhere you want, float down to the map, just like all Battle Royales and and stuff like that, but you're actually going to have a wingsuit, so it's not just going to be a free fall with a parachute like PUBG. I would almost say it's going to be more similar to how Fortnite works, and you're actually going to be able to wingsuit far distances away from the helicopter that you actually jump out of, which is pretty cool, as well as you actually have that wingsuit for the entirety of the game. So for instance, if you're in any high locations and stuff like that, you can actually base jump and wingsuit down and parachute again off of high objects and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. It's just an extra layer of things to do in the game. It allows for a little bit more faster paced. For instance, there's a construction site on the map. It's pretty high, so you go up there, get some loot or whatever, and instead of going down and possibly facing an enemy, you jump off, you wingsuit, you parachute down, stuff like that. It looks like it's going to be a really cool experience. Also, there is fall damage in this game, so if, for instance, if you jump off of a building or something like that and it's going to fall and kill you, it's going to happen. Friendly fire is on, so you do have to be careful when you're playing with basically 2 people or squads, because friendly fire is on, so you do have to worry about that. As well as RPGs are available on the map and can be used to take out vehicles, and David Vonderhaar specifically said that he did not want to make it hard to take out vehicles, because vehicles should not be like an overpowered thing in the game. So for instance, if you see somebody with a little bird or a cargo truck or something like that, usually like 1 or 2 RPGs is going to be able to take out that vehicle. So it makes it a little bit more balanced. Max health in Blackout is 150, same as standard multiplayer, but there are numerous ways to heal, including basic bandages, trauma kits, and king-size medical kits, similar to different things like, for instance, in PUBG you have bandages and medical kits and stuff like that. Same concept, but basic bandages are unique in Blackout compared to other Battle Royale games because they can take you back to full health. So for instance, if you have enough small basic bandages, you can go all the way back up to full health. I know most games only allow you to go up to a certain number. It doesn't allow you to go all the way back up to full. In Blackout, it will. There are also perks and consumables available in Blackout that can be used for a limited time. So they're a little bit different than how you would think of like multiplayer. So for instance, in multiplayer, you equip a perk and it's active all the time. The perks in this game, in Blackout, basically you consume them and they only last for a certain amount of time and then they go away. So I can't remember how many they said they're going to be in there, but the ones we have confirmed so far, the first one being Paranoia, and it gives you an auto alert when you're targeted by an enemy, as well as Skulker, which allows you to move faster while crouched and prone. Stimulant increases max health by 100 points. I'm not sure how I feel about that because that is a lot of health. In the multiplayer, you get buffed by, I think, what was it? What's the guy's name? Crash. You get buffed by 50 health, and it seems like it just takes a boatload of bullets. And in this one, you can have a perk that gives you increased max health by 100 points for a limited time. We'll see how that works. Next is Outlander, which is reduced damage from circle, increased speed while taking damage from the circle. So if you're outside of the circle and you have this perk on, you're going to take less damage and you're also going to move quicker while you're outside of the circle, which is going to allow you to loot up some items and stuff like that, as well as get back into the circle quicker. Next is Looter, which reveals nearby stashes and items. Iron Lungs, which holds your breath longer while shooting sniper rifles or diving underwater. So there is underwater confirmed in Battle Royale. And then Consumer, it says reduces time it takes to use items, heal, or revive teammates by 20%. So for instance, when you're healing yourself, healing teammates, using other items and stuff like that, it's going to reduce the time it takes to do those things by 20%, which is pretty cool. Players will be able to carry 2 primary weapons, and they did not confirm or anything. He said 2 primary weapons, so I would assume you're going to be able to have some sort of a secondary, whether that be a pistol. And for instance, in Black Ops 4, shotguns are secondary, so I'm not sure if that's how that's going to work in Battle Royale as well. Only time will tell. But if you are not carrying a weapon, a melee knife is used, so you will at least have a melee. You're not going to have to basically go around punching people at the start, as well as there is armor that you can pick up in this game, similar to how I believe it, what was it, assault pack right here. Similar to the new multiplayer mode that was in the Blackout 4 beta, the Black Ops 4 beta, excuse me. And there's 3 different types. You have light armor, medium armor, and heavy armor, and each one is going to be different, and it's going to increase how many bullets you can take and stuff like that. It's necessary for Blackout. It's a pain in the ass in multiplayer, but it is definitely necessary for Blackout. And then also, like I said, I think I mentioned this earlier in the video, but Treyarch is targeting 60 frames per second for all platforms, and there is no frame rate lock. So that was one of the questions that one of the guys at Game Informer asked David Vonderhaar, is if they're going to lock it at like 30 or 40, and David Vonderhaar specifically said that they are never going to lock frame rate in any Call of Duty game. So they're going to shoot for 60 frames per second. That doesn't mean that's what it's going to be, but they are going to kind of tailor the player count and items and stuff like that so they can try to get 60 frames per second, which is going to be a first for a Battle Royale game. There are also 20 different characters available in the Blackout beta, with more to come post-launch, and David Vonderhaar did confirm that there's going to be dozens and dozens and dozens of extra characters added to the game, which is going to be pretty cool. It's going to allow for a lot of customization and stuff with that. And then actually one of the guys from Game Informer did ask if you're actually able to customize your character and pick up like cosmetic items in the world, and David Vonderhaar did say that you cannot do that in the world. So I would assume that confirms that you're actually going to be able to customize what your character looks like outside of the world. So for instance, because in the Blackout beta there's only going to be 20 characters, not everybody is going to look the same. For instance, if you have Mason from like the Black Ops series and stuff, you might be able to change like his shirt or his pants or something like that to make him look different than somebody else's Mason, because there's only 20 characters and there's going to be 80 players in the actual Battle Royale. So they're going to add definitely with character customization, I would assume, cosmetic items and stuff like that. Probably some supply drop stuff in there, but if it's cosmetic only, I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that, as well as they did announce how you're going to be able to unlock different characters and stuff in Blackout. So this is going to be pretty cool. There are actually in-game quests that you can do in Blackout. So for instance, to unlock the battery character, which is the person that has the War Machine grenade launcher, you're actually going to have to go in, find the War Machine in the world, get a few kills with it, and then also finish in the top 15 to actually unlock battery as a playable character. This is honestly, this is really cool because it allows for an extra layer of things to do, more progression and stuff in the game, as well as, for instance, say you go into there, you find the War Machine and you instantly get killed. Somebody else can pick up the War Machine, get a few kills with it, and try to finish in the top 15 and unlock battery. So you can basically, anybody can do these quests at any given time in the game. They don't have to be active or anything like that. So for instance, if you're on a quest and somebody kills you, they can take your quest item, I guess you could say, and then they could do that quest, which it just adds something really cool to a Battle Royale, which really isn't in any other Battle Royale. So it's something new that we have never seen in this mode, as well as there are emotes planned, but not in the beta. David Vonderhaar did say that they were probably going to get that in by launch, which is pretty cool. It's not something that's that big of a deal, but allowing to do emotes and stuff in a Battle Royale, you know, it is what it is. It's definitely something that sort of is a norm with Battle Royale games now, as well as there's a bunch of named locations on the map, which we talked about earlier. So Estates is a rich neighborhood that has giant helipad where the little bird can spawn. Good location if you want a shot at getting a chopper early. This is also where the raid multiplayer map is going to be located, as well as the construction site. So this is an unfinished skyscraper that has a ton of loot and lots of opportunities to base jump out of high areas to safety if things get hot. We actually saw this in the original reveal, or like the teaser trailer, when it came to the multiplayer trailer that was a while back. A Ray from Call of Duty Black Ops 1 is there. It's a few slices of elevation and play centered around the big relay dish make for a brutal war zone with lots of cover. This, it's not snow covered like it was in the original Black Ops, but I'm really loving to see these different locations and stuff come into this mode, as well as Nuketown Island. So this was confirmed a while back that Nuketown is going to be set on an island, as well as it's going to have sort of like the surrounding neighborhood that we saw in Black Ops 1, kind of like the makeshift like mannequin neighborhood and stuff where the nuke dropped, is going to be on Nuketown Island as well. What's also really cool is, like, for instance, in the Black Ops series, there's always like a sign in the actual Nuketown map that says like players or a population or something like that. So in Blackout, there's actually going to be that sign, but it is going to tell you how many players are on the island. So for instance, if you think you're the only one on the island and you look at that sign and it says that there's 3, 4, 5, 6 players on the island, you're going to know that you're not alone, which is something unique because that's definitely something that we've never seen in a Battle Royale, kind of giving you a heads up on how many enemies are in a specific location, as well as firing range. So this is the hottest of hot spots if you want instant action with plenty of players. This is your go-to destination. Being that it's firing range, I would definitely say there's probably going to be a lot of weapon loot and stuff there because it is a firing range, but that is like the Tilted Towers or the school of this Battle Royale. Hydro Dam, which is actually a DLC map from Call of Duty Black Ops 2, is going to be here when they said that there's big base jumps and deadly falls make up a critical point at the end of the map's length forking river. So this is kind of up in the top right hand corner of the map, as well as Asylum. So this was actually, I believe, a World at War map and also tied in with zombies, and it says you never know what you're going to run into zombies as well as other players landing here. And while an early zombie supply stash is tempting, undead interference during the early loot and scoot can be dangerous. So there are stashes and stuff around the map. You might be able to get some loot, but you're also going to have to take on a lot of zombies and stuff. Cargo docks. So this was a Black Ops 2 multiplayer map. Lots of elevation changes, shipments, containers, and stuff like that. A giant ship that you can actually roam on. Giant crane arm. Great pace to pick up a boat spawn. So this is actually, I believe, down by Nuketown Island, and you can actually kind of cross the lake and stuff like that and go over towards, I don't know. You can actually go across to the lighthouse, which is kind of with zombies and stuff. Factory, lots of battles that go indoor, outdoor, rooftop, ambush action. Another cool location, as well as fracking tower. So this is a pretty big open area with a bunch of tanks and the big industrial area. And it says there's a tower located in a depression highly exposed to the hills surrounding it, so you can actually set up good ambushes and stuff from around this location. Turbine, which obviously Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Turbine, bridge-to-bridge combat, large external and interior areas, lots of deserts and rocks to battle around, so very similar to how the Turbine map was in Black Ops 2. Rivertown, which is urban combat, building-to-building fighting, perfect for close-range encounters, only area on the map surrounded completely by water. So this is actually an area, I believe, kind of just to the right of firing range towards the middle of the map, but it is completely surrounded by water. And then last but not least, we have train station, which has long sight lines and a train car to train car combat. I'm not sure if that's going to be similar to, I'm trying to remember the map that was on Black Ops 2 that had the train that went through it. I don't know if it's going to be similar to that, or it's just going to be something maybe out of one of the other games and stuff. But then also Treyarch is testing split screen for Blackout, so there is a chance that split screen is going to be in Blackout. It's not confirmed yet, but they are currently testing it. And then they also said that Treyarch is not ruling out adding characters from other Call of Duty games, but their current plans include Treyarch-based characters only. But that does not mean that maybe down the road for some special DLCs and stuff like that, they might add in like a Soap McTavish, a Captain Price, a Ghost, you know, obviously Modern Warfare characters and stuff like that. They're not ruling that out, but that's going to be kind of up to Activision and the other studios and stuff if they want to have their characters in Blackout. So also Blackout will have limited time events to unlock certain content, which they're not going to be like Fortnite stuff where, like, for instance, if you don't get it, it's gone forever. There are going to be like rehashing that stuff so you can get it, you know, sort of like contracts and stuff with Black Ops, or not Black Ops, Call of Duty World War II. And then they also said that weapons do not have any rarity variation in Blackout like Fortnite does, and Vaughn stated in the interview that that makes for the rest of the game confusing, and that is messy game design. So he was kind of, you know, throwing something at Fortnite there, saying that the way that they do their weapons and stuff is lazy and kind of messy game design. Honestly, hat tipped off to David Vonderhaar for that. But also, you know, players can trade items between players, presumably within squads, so you can actually trade with other players while you're in the game, drop stuff, trade with them, that kind of stuff like that. And then also, dead players will drop their like in-game stash, which you can loot. If you pick up a weapon that is quest related, you can take over their quest, like I said earlier in the video. But for the most part, guys, that is pretty much most of the information that we have about Blackout, as well as they're actually, the circle that goes around is confirmed to be a giant Nova gas circle, but the way David Vonderhaar hinted at it, that outside of the circle is what your nightmares are made of. So I would almost say that maybe outside of the circle it's going to be Nova gas, it's going to be blacked out, like really dark and stuff, with maybe like those creepy crawler zombies and stuff from like Transit Black Ops 2 zombies. No word, but he did kind of hint at something more than just a gas circle. But for the most, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for all information surrounding the Blackout mode in Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Make sure to check out the beta next week, and then, you know, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this game mode. Does it have a chance to rival Fortnite? Do you think that it has a chance to get ahead of Fortnite with Battle Royale? I think it does if they can pull a 60 frames per second. That honestly has a chance to rival all of the Battle Royale games. But like I said, guys, that's all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, you guys found it helpful, you guys are excited about the Blackout beta next week, make sure to drop a like on the video. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do to stay up to date on all things with Call of Duty Black Ops 4, State of Decay 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and more on the channel moving forward. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.